Hello, I'm Socrates Johnson, MD, here with my loquacious friend Rarharg,
Hey there.
and we're playing some Company Heroes 2 here on Moscow Outskirts. Winter, I think it's only winter. There are no non-winter variants of this.
Not anymore, there used to be.
Okay, so what do you have to say about this map?
So this is a open map with cutoff points from the fuel that often become the focus of any real battle on this map.
Yeah, here are these two diagonals from the central point.
Yeah, and a lot of action usually in the center, just because it's the center of the damn map.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, it's open. Lots of avenues for flanking on the
Fuel on the
sides.
sides. Yeah. All
Um,
right, you ready to get started?
yeah,
All right, three, two, one, go. Yeah, and this map has sort of been our bête noire for a while, just because all of the open flanking avenues benefit the Germans a lot more, especially once armor comes onto the field.
yeah.
So
Although with the latest patch, we'll see how things work out.
yep.
So,
So what strategy going forth?
so I'm going support weapon company, and my goal is basically to push all the way up to their cutoff point and set up a forward defense, if at all possible. Maybe a sandbag wall with a maxim behind it, which I can then bolster with some AT eventually, and then head on to tier 4. How about you?
Well, mine is going to be tier 1 to tier 3. I built my special rifle command just so I have mobility so I can harass the fuel and the victory point on this side because they're pretty far away from my opening position. And so I need mobility to attempt to deny them to the Germans in the opening push. And also just to operate on the flanks in general because I know you tend to go for a central defense and you're pretty good at it. So I try and support that as much as possible. Looks like the enemy has gone for a standard grenadier opening into machine gun.
And WeltenFresser has already chosen a doctrine, the new, I think it's a mobile defense doctrine. First engagement here.
Murdering some engineers.
Oh. They almost got up that point before capturing, but they do manage to get away.
Yeah, I didn't have the infantry in the right place at the right time. Just harassing them with this scout car. Attempting to draw them actually to go towards this point rather than take the side, but I don't know how effective that is.
It's always good to deny Germans munitions early, as well as fuel. In fact, a lot of the German commanders benefit from early munitions more than early fuel.
Yeah, well, we're pinned by a machine gun here.
Pinned by a machine gun.
So you got your sandbag wall already up. Good job.
And you're flanking that HE with the scout car, but do you...
I'm playing hide and seek with these Grens. They want to Faust me. I don't want to give them the options.
So one sandbag wall up, I was trying to build a little bit more forces before I made my push to their point, because it's really silly to advance with only maximum machine gun.
Yeah. It's really vulnerable to being grenaded, to being flanked, to simply being shot from the front occasionally.
Yeah. So a second maxim comes up, catches another grenadier squad that was probably trying to flank my maxim.
Nicely done.
Almost cut down those grenadiers. Oh, is your scout? Yes, it does. Wow.
Yeah, I figured time for some additional harass. Just to put it where they don't expect it to be. They're laying a huge minefield here on the right fuel.
So Heesh is setting up an anti-personnel minefield on the fuel. Good.
How much does that cost, you know?
I think it's 60 munitions compared to our 30 munitions mines. And I'm actually mining our point as well, and I've barbed wired the one entrance.
Oh yeah, I see that. Nicely done.
Attempting to lead these pioneers into a mine, but failing. And then they retreat
Into the mine.
on my mine.
and are wiped out. Lucky break.
A lucky break for us. Tragic loss for Deutschland.
I've been very tentative about moving forward on the right side because I know that they have multiple machine guns. So I'm being...
need to escape. You actually came out with a sniper pretty early, and I don't see that very often from you.
Yeah, well, I know there are the machine guns. I didn't expect them to be too mobile, so if possible, just pop them a bit. Bleed them of manpower any way you can. Because even if they have machine guns, it's best to, you know, shoot 2 of them and run, rather than allow them uncontested control of things. And I skirted the minefield.
Wow, it's
up the very edge of the wall here.
And I've actually been able to set my forward defense. I spread out my Maxim so that one can cover the other one, in case a flanking force comes in from behind, say.
Yeah, we've thoroughly cut them off from their side. Unfortunately, they're doing the same for us. What is this light ability? Oh, it's the quick capture, I assume.
Yes, but I think it only makes capturing neutral points faster, so decapping a point doesn't necessarily go faster. It's just that neutral capture at the end. Too much going on right now, lots of trading of points. These grenadiers have snuck behind.
Yep, well, I'm attempting to squeeze them from multiple sides. Give them a nice, my snipers will over fire, which, yes, the answer is yes. Once.
Do take out one, but...
Oh! My scout car has flanked the entire enemy side and has taken out a machine gun, or at least forced them to retreat. That was a really cool play there.
And I'm countering their forward mortar with my Maxim actually. That's a little very aggressive, but they do eat a rifle grenade. Down.
In the prime of their lives. Snipers moving forward, popping grens. I've run into the machine gun and can't do much. Well, actually, I think I take a really nice angle. Perhaps by accident.
These grenadiers should have moved outside of the arc of fire of that Maxim. It did set up pretty fast after I recruited.
Oh, okay.
Recapping fuel on both sides, but they've disconnected. That's good, I guess we've disconnected them.
Yep. No one gets what they want in this game. And somehow my penal battalion did scare off that machine gun. Heroes of the Soviet Union. That's who they are. And so far, things are looking really well for us. We have lots of arcs of control. We've denied the center to them in general. It's looking really good.
Yeah, and they're suffering from a fuel deficiency. So they've got... Well, the one, I think, is tagged up already, so he spent his fuel.
Unlike mechanized.
They both
now belongs to us.
So, but you're fielding quite an infantry force now. 2 penal squads, conscripts, 2 engineers, a sniper, and a mortar, and a scout crew. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, well, I haven't lost anything, really, which is atypical. So,
Learning from
mistakes occasionally.
mistakes.
Sniper.
Anti-grenadiers do chase off my support weapons here. Conscripts stay behind to buy some time.
Yeah, their lives are cheap.
120mm mortars are now available for deployment. Guard rifle infantry squads can now be called to
And we're pushing them off of our point ever so slowly. They do take the center, but at great material cost.
And they have actually reclaimed the connecting point to their fuel.
Yeah. Well, they're not at fuel, though. It's because the scout. Displaying incredible longevity. Still hanging around.
Yeah, no kidding. You just got some engineers in there.
awaiting command.
I decided to run backwards over the mine rather than try and face the grenadiers.
That
But
hurt your engineers quite a bit.
their lives are cheap.
Of course, you did.
Run, sniper. Fortunately, the P-grens are short range and cannot hurt the sniper.
Well, sort of. They're medium.
Crap, a bunch of grenadiers here on the side. Just get out, try and do as much damage to them as possible.
And they run away and trip on a mine that I laid.
They really should have stayed and killed the scout car.
Yeah, that was actually kind of surprising that they didn't. Oh, and they tripped on another mine. The last man thought he got away, but died in the middle of the road. The other Grenadier squad moves in to finish off that scout car. And
Finally.
the engineer.
Run, engineer. Run. Run.
Engineer, get away. Oh! They open up
Yes!
with the LMG, but don't manage to get him. Lives to see another day.
Ours! It is ours!
Munitions there.
Those Grens, of course, are pushed away immediately and gain very little for their victory.
Yeah.
Except the dead men. I think the blizzard is upon us, though.
Yeah, the blizzard's about to settle in.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
We still control the fuel for the time being, so really good fuel denial, which is a good sign going forward.
Conditions are now
And we've managed to hold the majority of the victory points for the most part. We're doing a good job of harassing with our infantry.
Yeah, they are coming in on the left, but there are no obstacles in their way, and it's often better to let them have something than try and rush in with one squad and get slaughtered.
Here I'm trying to flank their position. Conscripts. Cancel a telephone time.
I think engineers are more vulnerable to damage when they're placing mines, that sort of thing.
I think in general when they are constructing things, and I believe that goes for conscripts as well. So when they're building sandbags, they're actually particularly vulnerable. So I baited these Panzer Grenadiers in between my squads here. And that blizzard was blocking their line of sight, so tried to draw them a little bit further, but I wish I
At least
had.
things we got caught some crossfire. I do like the squishier now instead of walking tanks. It really helps with fairness quotient. Oh, and I have my first tank, which is a real tank.
Have managed to recapture that point. You're defending the cutoff. Sniper. Your tank is.
Well, the sniper made him run, so I'm pleased with that. Very aggressive sniper play. Tanks fighting these grenadiers. I know they're going to Faust me, and I don't really care. They can't kill me. You can Faust me all you want. You only have one of those.
You can still do a lot of damage moving out of range. Pretty brutal exchange of grenades.
Oh yeah, look at the scars going down.
Theirs does quite a bit more damage. I do recruit the Maxim, but
What?
their unpinned squad actually gets off really, really brutal.
our territory is falling into enemy hands.
RNG is
Yeah.
not in my favor, and they cut down that Maxim retreat.
Too bad. Really too bad.
U-85 to deploy.
Yeah.
They were very aggressive during that blizzard, which is not something you see too often.
Blizzard is gone.
It's actually an excellent time for flanking maneuvers. And I think that was something that they did quite well in these matches,
Enemy
actually,
forces are
to
neutralized.
push during blizzards when
Line of sight favors them instead of us.
and they've called it, or Heesh has gone for mechanized assault doctrine, I believe.
Yeah, we got Stug 3 and it's gonna shoot a machine gun. It's trying to kill a decrewed machine gun.
Yeah.
It's trying to blow it up.
Well, I had been making it a pain for them to defend, but I've got a Su-85 already, since we've got the fuel advantage. could have advanced even further to chase him down.
You never know if there's German AT out there. And since your armor's so slow, if you run into German AT, you're going to get hit multiple times.
Yeah, and pack guns are extremely effective with the most recent patch. And I believe that their line of fire, range of fire rather, is at just as long as that SU-85. Or perhaps even longer. I'm not terribly
See, they're cutting off the road here on the right side and mining it heavily. Which is an interesting thing to do this late in the game. My baby tank is going to that area.
Well, with this is a strategy where it forces you to break that fence with a tank or a vehicle, and as soon as it drives over that fence, it gets blown up. So that's actually a pretty good strategy. Now, I've actually done basically the same thing on the point over here, so clearly we're thinking alike. Your T-70 is about to give these Pios a bad day.
Well, speaking of the mines in that direction, my T-70, I think, decides to kill that wire.
Oh, really?
Maybe at a later time. Maybe at a later time. We are getting flanked in the center.
We're getting flanked in the center, but I'm pushing once again for their cutoff from fuel. Good. I mean, they're about to control that fuel, so it's...
Good trade-off. And your engineers are trying to clear out the mines now. Good job.
Yep, that's...
I think I decided to clear them out with the medium tank, if possible. No? Run, boys.
Oh,
Speak, Grant. You can't fight them off.
I do believe I remember this. Here. I also went in to flank their machine gun and hacked them.
Nice. Boom. And it died.
You managed to kill it, but then I get pinned by their machine gun over here.
Mildly effective, I think.
Can't do anything with those outskirts and get them out of there.
Don't have any artillery.
Large
Sure.
hit.
One machine gun.
Other machine guns covering that flank. And meanwhile, they're sending Panzer Grenadiers over my Su-85. That's dangerous. And they trip on a mine to that way. So that was unfortunate. Always mine your flanks.
Oh, that's how they sniper. Position them in a building and they got grenade.
Ha! Yeah, I see the wreckage of your T-70 there. It did back over that mine.
At least the path is clear. I got something out of it.
True. Better the T-70 than your T-34.
Guards are popping away at these dude.
Oh, limited luck though. Oh,
Did you get
pretty
it?
heavy penetration.
Yeah, almost died in about 2 shots.
That.
Oh,
attack is
first
also
Puma's
bad.
one of Puma's so powerful.
Oh,
It's on the far left. There's nothing really for it to kill there. But now they've taken pretty much the entire left side. And your engineers are not doing very much.
yeah, I think I expected them to actually take that damn point. It might have been a misclick, unfortunately.
Oh, now they're moving forward. Good job.
So, at this point, though, they've got a pack wall set up, or the beginnings of a pack wall set up.
And they have no anti-infantry except for that stew.
Well,
Well, that stew gets pretty
unfortunately,
good.
stews are extremely effective. Stews.
And the left side is empty.
Almost lose that. Oh, you do lose. Holy shit, that pack gun actually picked up that last...
In an improbable course of circumstances. Well, decided to go Puma hunting, even though the Puma's now very far away with my tank, and just start blasting away at some stuff. And I move as close as possible to the machine gun here because I know that they're going to move their AT guns to try and blast away the tank if I ever give them an opportunity.
Fortunately, I must have made them nervous with the reveal that I've got two Su-85s, because they've actually moved all of their AT basically
All the way forward, yeah.
all the way over there, allowing your T-34 actually free reign on this side. Although Heesh at least has been good about mining. Did you encounter any mines from WeltenFresser?
No, I think it was pretty much empty on my side. Yeah, my guys have to retreat here. They get a mine off, but that's about it. Or not a mine off, but an 8 off, and that's about it. I will mine later, but I did not encounter any mines at all. Except for, what killed my T-70.
Once again, leading some grenadiers into a mine. I like to actually plant mines in the retreat path as well for my Su-85s, or assault guns in general, just because I can always just back them up to a relatively safe location and lead armor into a trap, basically.
Yeah, they push pretty strongly here in the center. We don't have strong enough anti-infantry to really do anything. Decap the center point. Hope our mortars work. Yeah.
Oh, mark target up on that Puma. First shot.
That must be
nice. Is this good?
Two shots.
2 shots miss. They've been hitting the vodka, apparently. Oh, but one
Well,
really good penetrating shot on retreat.
Well, they to the center, which means we can take the sides, which tends to be the ebb and flow of this map.
It's actually the only German armor that we've seen so far has been that Puma and this Socrates.
Watch out.
So that
Watch out.
harassment of fuel was actually quite nice. Oh, yeah, they're pushing up with grenadiers and P-grens. But will my infantry get up there in time to save the day? Oh, man. Heavy mortar actually does a lot of damage to those grenadiers. And my machine gun sets up just in time to catch those.
Oh, and the Stug runs into a problem here as the Su-85 starts plinking away at it.
Yeah. Buying my... Yeah.
Doesn't kill it.
Doesn't
And
kill it.
I'm going very riding here with my T-34. I encounter way JT. I just decided to keep going.
Well...
I tripled Stug.
And the gun turns just in time. And you keep on rolling. That was pretty good. Lucky that they didn't plant another Tellerm on there.
Yeah, they didn't catch any mines. And I know their Grens are going to be trying to hunt me down, so I will take a circuitous path. Hopefully back to safety. But... Oh, nice shot.
This
Making them by flanking them so much.
I still haven't moved my forces up. That latest offensive from the Germans actually kind of put me on the back foot.
Oh, the Grens are trying to chase down my T-34.
And you're running circles around the building. Yep. Oh, looks like...
They shoot me through the building.
Yeah. I do...
Kill it! Kill it! I just lose my gun and run for my life. I think they get me though. Eventually.
They probably just wait long enough for them to get their next Panzerfaust in.
8 exchange there. And then we run.
Looks like
Yep, they got it.
getting ready to flank this machine gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leaving your guards though.
Well, that was the purpose of it,
Oh, and a nice flank in the middle as well. Good advancement there, keeping your infantry spread out, not getting them all pinned at once. That's the problem with lobbing all your infantry up. It really leaves you vulnerable to getting pinned.
Panzerwerfers, grenades, any armor attack. Yeah, there's a lot of things that can kill a blob.
And I mean, AoE damage from tanks now is going to be especially deadly.
Da, comrade.
Yeah.
Yes, comrade?
Latest match. Oh, and you've called in your dual T-3485s.
Yes, because I anticipate we'll find a panther or something in the way, but I don't.
So
I didn't think I realized that we had capped their fuel so often that they had nothing.
Yeah.
We are awaiting orders.
See their resources. Yeah, their fuel is fairly weak.
Yeah, but it looks like Heesh is actually saving up probably for a time. He's putting that much in. Oh,
And
you do catch the Puma.
I go puma hunting.
Unfortunately, you're parked in front of a pack gun. And
Run for your lives.
oh shit, barely get away. That was dangerous, but
I knew their swarm of Grens was coming after me. And they were going to chase me all the way home.
those guards also need to get the hell away from that.
Yep,
Yep.
I do.
Not to mention those conscripts.
The enemy is reduced to 200 points.
Oh,
shit.
Stop. Don't stop. Oh, we can get out of there with our gun destroyed.
Oh shit, your conscripts actually got cut down.
Yeah.
And looks like a heavy mortar blast got one entire squad of these guys. These guys move in for revenge. They're getting a quick grenade off. Oh shit, your guys are fuck. That was brutal. Oh,
Yeah.
but they die. So, exchange there of two squads between both forces. They did lose a large munitions investment.
Yeah. That's like 250 munitions for all those P-Grens.
We are in combat.
And I still have one tank that's more or less functional.
True. And the other ones did survive and managed to get frigates. So that's
So
actually
I'll take that any day.
yeah, I
Kill Puma.
think the exchange
Okay.
of a heavy mortar, which is still recrewable, and the loss
In
of
fact-
just one conscript squad is actually pretty lucky.
Pretty efficient in our favor. They do have a Panther. They're on the left side. Not doing anything quite yet.
And it's probably waiting to. Oh, and Heesh calls in a Tiger at this point. So both now have saved up enough munitions
They're heavy armor.
to be able to do something. But honestly, 3 Su-85s and 2 T-34-85s is definitely a decent counter to both of those pieces of armor.
We now have extra
So they need to be able to coordinate some assault or catch us off guard with their pack guns. They could be
We're not
using.
moving forward though.
Well, they really could be using this blizzard to be repositioning, and they're not doing too much. They're remaining fairly static this time around,
Blizzard is passing.
which allows us to once again decap their fuel.
My mass guards are on the field again.
That's great.
I did a really good job of keeping most things alive.
Oh,
At least
yeah.
things that were expensive. I have lost a conscript squad and a penal squad, but those are pretty disposable.
You seem to do a
And-
better job at keeping guards alive than shock troops. I think the last 2 games with Cass, you went for shock troops, and they always were just left to die in front of a machine gun. Oh, here's
Yeah.
a grenade from them. Almost got that. But Tiger takes a shot. This is when we realize that they've got a Tiger because we're far enough ahead to get shot. And that Panther is moving up, supported by some more Grenadiers. Good shot from the T-34.
Either. Yeah. And the other one's repaired and back in action. So, we got a real problem on our hands.
And you pop mark target on the Tiger, giving us brief line of sight as that spotter plane circles around. So,
And, of course, penetrate, but...
well, since penetration is based on range, that sort of makes,
decent sense.
yeah, it makes decent sense. I'm not penetrating. But he does back up, and I think, do I take the bait and move up? No, my guns are turning around to fire these Austrians. He really could be moving up, yes. course, I realized what the hell of a bad idea that was. Immediately.
Yeah.
Back up. So, nice little distraction there with those Austro. Sacrifice.
They're just so tough.
My MG isn't doing anything though. I think there's like a tree branch
not
blocking its line of sight or something.
The fence and the house, so they can't see anything.
Oh no. Oh god, I forgot about that guy. Yeah, so he was set up poorly and the other MG was set up poorly. They're not doing anything actually.
Yeah. And you're getting artillery.
Well no, I'm calling in artillery. I'm calling in Katyusha barrage on those pack guns. That too for one of my instruments. Oh, they are.
Well,
Shit.
hurt the Tiger quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah. Mark target really helps. I think it's now a 35% damage increase, something like that. It used to be 50%, and actually it used to be stackable, which
It's clearly a glitch.
was clearly not really intended.
Austria just had so much HP. They were just plugged away at by those tanks. Nothing happened to them.
Yeah, that is always kind of curious, seeing certain infantry troops suddenly performing much better than expected. Oh shit. Bundled grenade catches another weapon through, and almost wipes them out. Killed them. Ow, I think my SU-85 actually got them.
You were screaming for help at this point, so I bought a T-70 and tossed it in there. It killed 2 of them.
Yeah, no, good job. I mean, that was just what I needed. I had no anti-infantry at that point, which is, well, I had to pull back the one machine gun.
Panther. I mark it.
Mark it.
Shoot it with my T-34s and the guards. Don't do that much to it. But force it back.
And fortunately, the gun on the Panther is not as effective against infantry as, say, a Panther 4 or a T-34.
Instead of chasing Panther, I decided to kill some infantry with my T-34s and hopefully get some
shit.
XP.
Yeah, see that? Those shots really tore up those guys. So, another engagement over here.
Experience on my T-34s because that's the only way they're going to be really effective versus Panthers.
Yeah.
And they're queasy enough about our engaging us that they've pushed back on the left. Tiger's coming back.
Yeah.
Although he's advancing into 3 SU-85s.
Well, they've also advanced their... oh, shit! Missile does catch that wounded pack gun and take it out. So now he's only got the support of 1 pack gun. But they're setting up a bunker behind. A lost engineer squad as well, so that was a very effective
Engineer standing by.
Good job, Katyusha. Heroes of the Soviet Union.
Yeah, I think my Katyusha's actually did a pretty good job this game. I did call in another one, actually. So mark target again on the Tiger.
Facing mass infantry over here on the left.
Oh. Oh.
Get out of there. Get out of there,
They're
T-34.
getting Fausted. Yep. Fausted. And the Grenadiers. This is fucking... You're gonna lose that.
And my goal is not to lose the second T-34.
That's why you really shouldn't get lazy into the habit of just eating Panther Faust. I mean, you could have easily dealt with that Panther if you had just moved both of those guys away and saved yourself the trouble of needing to call in another pair. Because that is, I mean, that's expensive, for one thing, and, I mean, they didn't do that much.
To eat that force. I mean, there was just too much there.
And in the heat of the moment, I guess it's a little hard to... Yeah. Plus, occasionally, you just can't fucking avoid those Panther Fausts. Like your guy getting Faust in front of the other side of the building.
Speaking of avoiding, I avoid Panzerwerfer barrage and just calmly step back onto the point.
You do steal a pack gun, but I don't think Doesn't look like you're able
I
to.
think escape with it now. But we do hurt these grenadiers in the process, which is worth its weight in gold.
They've opened up on us!
Run, pack, into the tiger. Whoops.
Didn't make it very far. Oh, Panther's shifting fronts as well.
Blizzard conditions are imminent.
And then 3 guards rifle tripping over their boots. Machine gun going up against
Yes.
Panther.
Yeah. Get it.
Get some, get some. Saved only by the presence of this brick post. in front of him.
Post.
Oh god! But I think it's probably time to get out of there, guys.
Tank! Don't give it a target!
They're brave.
I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I think I was trying to use him as bait. Yeah, my S-35. Oh no, this is what I was doing. I was getting 2 of my Su-85s killed, actually. They had advanced their pack wall.
I would have killed your. Oh no.
Killed 2/3 of my anti-tank force, which was bad. Fortunately, I did manage to keep my high veteran.
Your tiger's coming in for the kill.
Tiger's coming in for the kill.
Okay, you right in the way.
Katyushas get the hell away. And AT grenade fails to penetrate. Everyone's getting the hell out of there. S-35 does manage to get line of sight. Gets a couple good shots up.
Maybe.
And another machine gun about to get cut down by the Tiger.
Show conspicuous bravery, let's put it that way.
Oh, I did actually manage to get that other guy. No.
Oh, what? Oh, he advances.
He advances, gets
Must be
greedy, and wants to kill that machine gun, and uses a Tiger. And my Katyusha takes out another one of his pack guns. So that was actually a loss for him.
So really, the armor force is now 1 Panther.
1 Panther. They've also got a Panzerwerfer. I believe that's, that's one.
Yes, that's perfect.
And the Stucky.
And I've called in another pair of T-34s, bringing my total to 3, which should probably be enough to kill a Panther.
Yeah, as long as you don't get any of them Panzerfest.
Well, we'll see. Don't worry about it. I'll worry about the next thing.
And actually, he's called in a second Panther, so now your odds have just gotten a lot worse.
No worries.
Not
Heavily behind the left point
oh,
in my.
cool. Oh yeah, I see.
Well, speaking of the odds not being in my favor, I discover the Panzer Grenadiers with my 2 tanks. And,
they get off a really brutal penetrating hit from the side.
Yeah, I decided to focus.
Not going to last very
I decided to focus on the Panzer Grenadiers, simply because I know I can kill them. Panthers
Shit.
and much.
And then the other Panther rears its head, so...
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's another minor infantry basically just artillery that had an existence. Oh, damaged engine. You did get Panther Fest. See, what did I tell you?
Shut your hole. You aren't doing any offense at all, by the way. To kill these Oz troopers. That was really just an engagement where I got surprised and really didn't come out of that with anything except, 1 tank and half damage on 1 Panther. What you gonna do in that situation?
Those are some tough Austrians.
Yeah, I told you, they just have so much HP.
I do have my own dual T-34s, but I was clearing out the infantry that was over here.
Yeah. Now they're hunting down my remaining T-34 successfully. Trying to pop the guards is not that effective. No! Maybe not.
Now the guards do a hell of a lot of damage there. Although I think that one was the final parting gift from the T-3485 was a nice penetrating hit. But I finally realized what's going on over here, and I moved my forces all the way across the map. Actually, probably could have flanked through here.
They must have flanked mine or something, because these guys, the other Panther, is also crippled with respect to its engine.
Yeah, I think it set off one of your anti-tank mods on the pursuit. Let's see, they pulled the other one back for repairs along with that Panzer Bearfare. And I'm on the offensive here for once. Thank you. And I think I misclicked and grabbed my Su-85. I don't think I intended to send him in like I did.
Kill those B-Grens. Yeah, what are your tanks?
One of my tanks takes a lot of damage just getting in there. But
yeah, you killed the Panther.
Killed the Panther.
Damn hero.
Do a lot of damage to the other one. And I move up so I can get some rear armor shots on him. And that's why I noticed that I have my Su-85. Fortunately, their peak runs haven't noticed it yet. The Tiger has. So we do get that guy. And
Alright, what's going on?
So, the Tiger came in for a flank, trying to get my Su-85, and it backs away at top speed. Thank God for the new acceleration profiles. T-34 was left on its own, and my priorities were getting that Su-85 out of there.
That was an interesting suicidal attack with your tanks, but it killed two Panthers, so what can you say?
Yeah, I saw the opportunity. I took it. Unfortunately, I don't retreat like Katusha's time, and the Stucky eats them for dinner.
That's unfortunate. Well, at least we distracted them enough to take back most of the map.
Yeah. And now I realize that that Tiger and Stucky are going to return the favor, and they're pursuing my Su-85.
All the way home.
So I have to pause and take it my...
Well, it was, just so tempting. You got the what? Anti-tank.
Oh, and Su-85 actually makes pretty quick work finally of that. Tiger pulls onto the ice. I'm not sure what he was thinking there.
Well, you're firing so quickly in that thing. Nice job.
Well, it's Vec 3.
Back.
That's why I wanted to save it at all costs.
So I retreat some of my Grens to try and lure that Tiger back. Some shots up on it.
So, concentrate artillery barrage against that Tiger. And I think the points are ticking down too fast. They're not going to be able to take out our base in time with that Tiger.
They're trying to repel back, and they call GG. Oh, and their Panzerwerfer is not long for this world either.
Well, he actually manages to save it. I mean, I can't pursue into his base.
So we're crushing them on all sides. The Tiger is their only useful unit left.
So,
they got nothing.
So, well, I guess I'll wait until the damage over for the synopsis. GG, and that's it. So, what do you think we did well, and what do you think? Yeah.
Well, I mean, despite the fact that you criticized me heavily for that T-34 engagement, we spent 5 T-34s basically to kill 2 Panthers.
Yeah.
And E-Grand Squad, which in general you take, especially if you have other forces on the field. So even though the fact that it was a disastrous engagement for me, we still got equal value out of it. And you were established a good defensive line with your wall on the right side. You didn't lose anything, and you punished them with artillery
Well,
for trying to.
I did lose those two Su-85s, though. If I hadn't lost those, good, I wouldn't have been able to call in those T-34s. So maybe things would have played out differently. But
Yeah, and I also did a really good job, and you did a really good job of keeping veteran infantry alive. You just look around the screen and see how many, guards units we have, especially ones that are 3 stars.
you had 6 surviving guard squads. That's pretty overkill. I guess you like guards.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why the Tiger had to withdraw. It's like because it was advancing into a bunch of guard squads, and that was the only way it was going to stay alive. And I think if the game had gone on for 30 or 40 more seconds, the Tiger didn't actually stand a great chance of getting out, surrounded as it was by all these guards.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
and yeah, I guess I probably had a good chance of still taking out that target with the Su-85 as well, if your guards would have buttoned them up or something like that. So.
I'm not very good at button, unfortunately. I don't know what the button is for it.
Yeah, I can't remember.
That's not even a joke. I just, it's just not something I've really learned to do. So there's obviously lots of improvement that we could have had, but we at least had a good, viable strategy. We took points, we established defenses, forced them to go around them, and punish them when they did. So.
Yep, but I think they put up a pretty good fight and also did a good job of mining points. Like their fuel ultimately wasn't terribly effective except for the one taking out your T-70.
Yeah, it slows us down.
And I mean, except for that one greedy attempt to get that machine gun, he did get his one tank out, and WeltenFresser actually pulled his tanks all the way back to base. I think the last thing he expected was for another pair of T-34s to come barreling after him. So they did a good job at retreating their armor when they needed to. Heesh also kept that Stug E alive pretty much the entire game. Didn't see what happened to that Puma. I guess it bit the dust somewhere.
That Puma, I chased it down with my 2 tanks and then pulled back. That was the first thing I did.
Oh, okay, yes, I did actually see that. So
yeah. All right, well, that was a interesting little game, and I guess we should sign off.
Yep. All right. We'll catch you guys next time.